champions! Champions of Europe finally! History made in Istanbul! The treble complete!
History makers! For the first time ever, an English club have won 4 titles in a row!
Good evening, Blues. Welcome back to Typical City. Manchester City are in Slovakia tonight. Bit of football, bit of Champions League football. I mean, let's not put too much disrespect on Slovan Bratislava's name because, you know, they're in the Champions League at the end of the day. So they've got to be taken somewhat seriously, but we are pretty comfortable favourites here. I'm expecting a reasonably high scoreline from Manchester City. And as a result, I'm going for a bit of a chilled one tonight. I'm thinking I'm having a beer as well, which I don't often do on this channel, so I'm having a chilled one. So, yeah, first time we're facing Bratislava tonight. I mean, it's got to be amazing for them, hasn't it? I'm just looking at the scenes now. They've got some woman doing the violin, and the fans are going absolutely wild. In the what is it called? The Tehelné Pole, I think it's called, their stadium. To hell with pronouncing that again, if you know what I mean. And pronouncing half their names, I'm going to struggle, to be honest. But the team news is interesting for Manchester City. I got all but 2 right in my preview. I said Gundogan needed to play this game just to get that out of his system, to get that performance against Newcastle out of his system. Play this game, rebuild his confidence. Sorry, I'm just had my eyes drawn to me by those 2 ladies playing the violin. Not bad at all. I'm a big fan of the violin as well. Anyway, yeah, Gundogan starts. Goalkeeper change as well. So there's 3 actually that I got wrong because Ortega's in net. I did say Ederson would start. But I'm glad to see Ortega's given some chances in this game because it's Champions League football. Normally, Pep goes for full strength and he has a set goalkeeper per competition. So it seems Ortega and Ederson might get a mixed amount of minutes over the course of the Champions League, which is great news for Ortega because, I mean, there was rumours about him leaving in the summer, and don't forget what the impact he had on our season last season with that save away at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, so we can't forget that. But he's in net. I'm going with the Kanji, Stones and Gvardiol as a back 3, Rico Lewis and Ilkay Gundogan as the sitters, as the 2 sitters in front of that back 3. Just ahead of them, I'm going to go Foden and Nunes. It's got to be Nunes ahead of them. Surely Nunes isn't sitting. If he is, we've got another Rodri cover, haven't we? But I'm not convinced Nunes can do that job. I think he's much better and more explosive for me and more suited to playing alongside an attacking midfielder, in this case alongside Phil Foden. I've gone with Savinho on the right and Doku on the left. Could be the other way round, but those 2 are on the pitch, which is what I wanted to see. I'm excited for that. And the big man, Erling Haaland, up top. Do you want me to tell you the Slovan Bratislava team? I'll do my best. Takak in goal, Wimmer left back, Badric and Kashia are the 2 centre backs, Blackman at right back, Savividis, it's 2 V's, so Savividis in central midfield, Inatenko alongside him, Bashkian, who is their top goal scorer this season, so watch out for him, number 11 on the right wing for Bratislava, Tolik. Could be Tolik. I'm not sure how they actually even pronounce their C's. I think they need to have that little symbol above the C for it to be pronounced correctly with a Tolik or Tolic. I'm not too sure. And of course, Vladimir Weiss. Manchester City fans will be all too familiar with him. Played in the Mancini days. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone in the chat, hello to everyone in the chat, by the way. I've not even said hello to you. How rude. How rude. But yeah, I'm pretty sure most of you have heard of Vladimir Weiss. There's 2 of them. The manager is also called Vladimir Weiss, and it's Vladimir Weiss is Vladimir Weiss's dad, if that makes sense. It does. And Strelic up front for Bratislava. But good to see y'all. Good to see you, Church. I mean, pretty reasonable. 6-0. I mean, I'd be disappointed if it's anything less, to be honest. For the first time. That's a bit more like it, K-Line. Hope you're good. Millard, good to see you, mate. Thinking 5-0. I hope you're all right, Lucian. I was hoping to see you in the chat, but I hope you're all right, mate. I did ask that as well. I hope you're all right. And Mahmood as well. Good to see you, mate. That's Man City fan 1234. And you've also, your comment says 5 or 6. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. actually. You've expanded on that. Username, very good. James, good to see you. Foden needs to get going. Yeah, mate, absolutely. It's about time. I thought there was little glimpses of Phil Foden in that second half Newcastle performance. Tiny glimpses. I'm not talking like, wow, amazing impact performance, because he didn't do that much. But he got a shot away, looked lively, looked sharp. So, and Pep said that as well. Pep said he saw the Phil Foden that he loves in that moment, but that indicates that he's not seeing it so far, which has been a massive concern for us. So hopefully, whatever the reason is why Phil Foden is not been firing on all cylinders for Manchester City this season, I hope that reason's just gone now. You know, I hope that's finished and we can move on now and Phil Foden starts to hit the heights of what we know he's capable of. I watched a video of Phil Foden actually the other day, a completely random video, because of what he said he wants to do when he retires, and he says he wants to get into fishing when he retires because he's big on his fishing. I ended up going onto the fishing channel where this was quoted in like publications like the Daily Mail and the Sun were quoting what Phil Foden's going to do when he retires, thanks to this fishing channel. I ended up watching like an hour-long video, a fishing video, because it had Phil Foden in it. It's mad, isn't it, how the impact of one person being somewhere else in a world that I've never shown a single second of interest in. I have zero interest in fishing. I was getting into it, mate. I was like, Phil's in the water, mate. What are you getting there, mate? How much does that weigh, Phil? Oh, that's a big one, that, mate. That's a big... I was proper getting into it. I was like getting all the jargon down. So I might get into a bit of fishing now. Phil Foden's inspired me. I might sack Typical City off and make a fishing channel. Seems pretty popular, to be honest. Evie, is it Evie? I'm not too sure, mate, but good to see you from Norway. You're not the only one as well. Martin's in here from Norway. Good to see you. I'm imagining the Erling Haaland 6 goals is a minimum of what you guys are expecting tonight. Me too. Good to see you, Clara. And Martin as well. Hope you're all well. Eliana. Klaas, haven't seen you in ages. How are you doing, mate? Ryan, good to see you as always. EPW, well, 3 months, doesn't matter, mate. Whenever you're ready, come back to Typical City. Good to see you, mate. Renegade. I haven't seen you in age. I think I did. I think I saw you last week, in fact, so I'm talking bollocks there. Jirel, is that how you pronounce it, mate? Jirel Mangongo, I think that's right, Mangongo. That's a cool name, mate. I like that name. Yeah, so it's exciting. Bendiv, sorry, Anthony as well. Good to Haaland, hat-trick, and maybe another 2 goal scorers. Anyone? We've got a Slovak in the... Is that correct way to call you? I don't know, mate. Sorry if I'm getting it wrong. I'm doing my best not to offend anybody tonight, especially if we've got a Slovakian in the chat who's here supporting Bratislava. So everyone give him a load of shit in the chat. I'm joking, mate. You're more than welcome here to enjoy witnessing your team getting an absolute beating. So apologies if it's too much to handle for your team, but yeah, I mean, I kind of want a clean sheet, to be honest, mate. Kind of want a clean sheet. So even though you're asking for 1 goal, I mean, you're asking for a lot off me, to be honest, because I really want the clean sheet tonight, because we haven't had any this season, apart from Chelsea. First game of the season is our last clean sheet, so that's a bit disappointing. The Penguin, Haaland double hat-trick. Scott, good to see you as always. Robert, Philip, Hannah, good to see you. Jan, and I'm going to have to scroll because the game's about to get underway, so apologies. Vinny, Pi, Chelt, Keo Gile, good to see you. The guy who asked, fishing is mint, mate, is it? Typical fishing, that's right. See, I've got to catch up with my own conversation now. I hope Phil isn't a 1-season wonder. No, he's not. He's definitely not. Well, he's already more than 1 season's worth of quality we've seen from Phil Foden, but yeah, there's no way. I've also got the Arsenal game going on tonight as well. That's on that screen ahead of me. So I'm going to be gandering at that a little bit, so I'll keep you up to date with that. That's going to be... It's on Amazon, this one, so I imagine it's in tune with everywhere in the world. I don't know if I'm going to be delayed in that one. This game, City's game, should be up to date as close as possible to live action. That might be a few seconds behind, though, because it's on the internet, as they say. Well, that's what it's called, isn't it? Larry, good to see you, mate. Joining from Chicago. Big up to Chicago, Larry. My sister goes there quite a bit for work. I've never been to America, man. Always wanted to go. Chicago appeals to me, I must admit. I don't want to go New York. I don't know why I don't want to go. I want to eventually, just not my first taste of America. I want my first taste to be something a bit less touristy Do you know what I mean? I don't really want to go to New York as my first, because that's where everyone goes, isn't it? New York. I'm thinking maybe Philadelphia, maybe Chicago, San Francisco, something like that. That's what I'm thinking. True Blue Tie, good to see you, mate. 2 a.m. Big up to you, my friend, for watching this at 2 a.m. That's proper dedication from a Manchester City fan right there. Excelente, Mr. Blue Tie. Mentec Reviews, my best front four. I can see a scoreline of at least 4. I hope you're right, mate. I hope you're right. Getting was over it. Good to see you, mate. Roderick as well. Like the jacket. Cheers, mate. And Bam Bam as well. Let's get going, Bam Bam. Hope you're good, mate. Is it good? It's a great city. Definitely not biased because I was born there. Right, okay. So I've offended Clara. Nice start to the year. I've offended a Slovakian. I've offended a New Yorkian. What's the word? What do you call a New York? What do you call a New Yorkian? Is it, I don't know, New Yorkan? What's the word? Get in there and let me know. In the chat there, I'm nodding there like you know where I'm pointing at, the chat, in other words. Yeah, game's about to get underway. We're listening, well, I'm not listening to it, I'm sure you are. There's Vladimir Weiss, but the Champions music is being blasted out for the first time ever in the Tehelné Pole stadium. So congratulations to Slovan Bratislava for being here and facing Manchester City. I mean, that must be, that's a nice stadium as well. It's not bad at all. I was expecting a little bit smaller than that. I must admit, it's not small at all. I mean, Thomas, if you're still in the chat, mate, if you are familiar with English football, where do you think Slovan Bratislava would rank in the English pyramid? Be real as well? From what I've seen of them, I'm doubting they'd even make it into the Premier League with all due respect. Are they good enough to even be a consistent Premier League side? Excuse me. Would they be fighting relegation? Would they be Championship? Would they be even worse? I don't know. Let me know, Thomas, because I'd be interested to find out where you would rank Bratislava in the English pyramid. So we get an because we faced Watford last week, and they were 6th in the Championship, and we beat them 2-1, and we struggled in the end. We were comfortable in that game. We dominated the majority of it, and then the last 15 minutes we're hanging on. You know, it's a bit frustrating. Also, apologies for the kits, by the way, because they're virtually the same colours, haven't they? Like, they wear Manchester, and they're wearing white as well. I swear their home kit was blue. So we're wearing our burgundy kit. They're wearing what, I don't know. I thought that was their home kit, the blue one. I presumed it was. I went on their website to check. I had to find out what colour they wear. That's how little I know about them. And I found out that they wear blue, but they're not wearing blue today. But I mean, we wore bloody yellow against Inter Milan, so who the fuck knows with the Champions League anymore? It seems to be like, wear whatever you want, lads. Like, Champions League. I'm rocking a tux tonight, mate. I'm wearing a bowler hat, mate. Not at all, mate. I'm wearing a clown outfit. Imagine Erling Haaland wearing a clown outfit in the Champions League. Might as well, mate. Everyone's wearing whatever the fuck they want. So let's rock on. Mario. Good to see you, mate. 7-0. I'm sure you've heard that joke as well before. Big fan of Mario. And you, you're a Mario as well. I'm a fan of you as well. But let's crack this beer open, shall we? Actually, let's wait till kickoff so I don't balls it up and I spend the whole first half chasing the clock, trying to figure out. But Haaland, Savinho and Doku up front, I mean, it's got to put the frights up that Bratislava defence, hasn't it? I mean, I would be terrified if I was them. But equally excited. Game's about to get underway. I can't remember the ref's name. David Masse or something like that. I'm never familiar with him, but... Right, we're off. Phil Foden gets us underway. Champions League football, game number 2. Here we go. But, yeah, I'm predicting... what did I say in my preview? I went for... I think I went 5-0, I think, in my preview. But... yeah, I'm expecting a lot of goals tonight from Manchester City. Got the old shipyard out. Straight from the USA. I'll do it close to the mic to make it sound good. You can't hear it now, can you? Can I make a right fucking mess of this? Doku's got the ball. Tries to beat Wimmer early on. Corner ball to City. I haven't had a beer in ages. Cheers, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the game. Cheers, Martin. Possibly. I mean, people will compare it to the Celtic game straight away, won't they, Jan? Because they scored 5. Oh, it's kicking off already. What's going on there? Linesman was like running onto the pitch then. City still not taking this corner. I mean, Doku's actually stood in an offside position there, believe it or not. You can't be offside from a corner. What am I talking about? What am I talking about? It was a poor one from Gundogan, and Slovan are on the counter-attack here. Phil Foden getting back, and he's actually giving it to Vladimir Weiss, who's beating him. Vladimir Weiss is a man over here. We're in trouble. It's a fucking... Oh! Slovan Bratislava nearly made it 1-0. And it was Bashkian, their top goal scorer, was fucking centimetres away from making it 1-0, all from an absolute... I got the beer out. I thought, there's no way this is going to be a stressful game. You're going to see nice, chilled Johnny today, not screaming at the camera and effing and jeffing and shouting like I was against Arsenal and I was against Newcastle, getting all riled up. I'm going to have a nice, chilled one tonight and having just a relaxing conversation with a bit of football and a crack open a beer. We're nearly 1-0 down in a minute. I can't believe it. Doku. Ball to Rico Lewis, to the byline, Haaland, and he's put it wide. Oh, and he pulls his shorts up as high as possible and reveals some unwelcoming sights, to be honest. But, Jesus Christ. Nearly, should be 1-1 already. Two minutes in, should be 1-1. Yeah, what was Foden doing as the last man there? I mean, he actually got a touch on it, but Vladimir Weiss got the ball and then he skinned him. Vladimir Weiss put it through his legs and carried on his run, passed it into Barshin on the right wing, and then his drilled shot, I mean, it looked very, very close. Had Stefan Ortega stretching and hoping that it wasn't going to nestle into that bottom corner. Don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't already, please do. Helps with the algorithm and the stream. That's a bad ball. Haaland's going to get on the end of it. Surely he's going to pass this to Phil Foden, and he passes it behind him. A sloppy back pass from Bratislava, and Haaland was in. He did the right thing and squared it to Foden, but too much, cut it behind him. And maybe you could argue Foden's run was a little bit too advanced. I don't think Foden needed to get that far, but it was a simple ball from Haaland. Surely he should find Phil Foden there, you know? And it's not like Haaland to pass the ball in that situation either, so I don't think he'll be doing that next time. But yeah, the game's kicked off nicely, really, with 3 chances in 3 minutes. Cesar Blackman with the throw. Great tackle from Gundogan. Then second one, he misses it. Nunes steps in, but Vladimir Weiss takes it off him. They look fired up, you know. Ortega's got to come out here. Oh, I love that from Ortega. What a piece of goalkeeping that was. I mean, footwork, really. I'm talking about his ability on the ball there. Comes out with a little side foot volley across himself almost, back to Rico Lewis. So calm. Calmness personified from Stefan Ortega. That was brilliant. Ball inside, overhit, but it gets to Gundogan. Dinks it back post. And it's poor again from Ilkay Gundogan. And we're talking about your simple things. Again, this is what we had the problem with against Newcastle. It's your basic stuff. It's just technique. It's not like, I don't know, like positioning and like, just a little bit of match fitness missing. It's just the actual technique of the pass or the shot or whatever. Usually pass, isn't it? But 2 out of 2 now. One from the corner from Gundogan. Ended up in a Bratislava counter-attacking opportunity because the corner was that bad. And then that pass there to Doku, I mean, it wasn't even close to Doku. Doku, like, gave up on it as it was in mid-air almost. So I really don't want to be getting on Gundogan's back tonight. I really wanted to be talking about, he's back. Gundogan was playing the best football that we are used to seeing from Gundogan. But so far, here he is. Come on now. Gundo. Ball out wide to Doku. Back to Gundogan. Go on, mate. Finish it. He's gone back to Doku. Doku beats Vladimir Weiss. Vladimir Weiss comes out and tries to foul him, but Doku just bounces off him like a wall. He's so, he's thick, isn't he? As in, literally thick. Not thick as in the head. Doku, as in thick. Like, Doku is just big, man. He's so hench. Savinho, great ball in that is. Oh, and it's cleared. No one was in there, to be honest. Haaland was hoping for a back post. Gundogan's header goes all the way back to John Stones. But Josko bringing it forward. Nunes with a lovely little run. The underlap, that gives space to Savinho. Gets to the byline, ball in. Again, Haaland was just a bit caught on his heels. Could have been charging in a little bit more aggressively there, Haaland. Then he could have got on the end of that. Still 0-0 with Arsenal and PSG. Don't forget to hit the likes, Blues. But yeah, City have got off to a okay start. A couple of dodgy passes, I must admit. A couple of nice moves, though. This looks nice as well. Nunes. Ball, Foden on the edge of the area. Keeps it going out to the right with Doku. Lovely little step over. Doku looking for an option. Onto the edge of the area. Nunes' touch is so heavy there. Tries to lay it off to Gundogan, but ends up sticking it in the air about 10-15 yards. Still got it, though. Stones. Rico. Great ball to Doku. He's going to get it to the byline. He's got to whip this first time. Goes over everybody. To Savinho at the back post and the volley. Gundogan with the volley. And Gundogan makes it 1-0. Redemption from Ilkay Gundogan. It was deflected nonetheless, but still the volley was clean and crisp. It was goal bound regardless, and the deflection made sure it ends up in the top corner. And it's 1-0 Manchester City. 7 minutes in. Thomas, I hope you're all right, mate, because this could get ugly, this game for you, mate. But big up to Thomas in the chat for being a Bratislavan fan in the chat. So I want to show him some love, man, just for tuning in. But there's Gundogan on the edge of the area, and that's what you get for picking number 88, mate, to be honest. In fact, they're full of weird numbers. Is it Savavidis is number 88, and Nantenko is number 77. So they got some wild numbers in there. But yeah, 1-0. Let's put that on the scoreboard. Yeah, Gundogan. That's the sort of thing I'm talking about. Get his mojo going again. Get him feeling good about playing for a Manchester City side and scoring goals. Have Arsenal scored? No, they've not. I thought they had. Dortmund 1, Celtic 0. Savinho looks dangerous down that left-hand side. Gundogan's got it. There you go, a little spring in his step. The wonders a goal does for you, man. That's what I wanted to see from him. So glad he's got that goal. So glad. Gvardiol, by the way, is just an absolute beast of a player, isn't he? Absolute beast. I'm with you, Jan, to be honest. That's a great point. Yeah, I've not even mentioned it. Well done for highlighting that. I completely forgot. Savinho on the left, Doku on the right. And how many byline crosses have we seen already? They've not come to anything. They've not been accurate. They could have done better. Haaland could have done better with his movement in the box, to be honest. But this is what we talk about now. It's the cohesiveness. It's gelling together and becoming a team and getting used. When Haaland's getting into that box, he's got to know, right, Savinho's on the left and Doku's on the right. And when Savinho gets it, he knows when he gets to the byline, I've got to be in there, mate, because that cross is coming in. And then Doku, the timing of the cross. Whereas if you are a right footer on the left side and a left footer on the right side, they have a tendency to cut back. Here's Doku on the right, down to the byline, whips it in. Blocked, but it's a corner ball. But because they know, Haaland knows what's coming next. Oh, it's come off Doku. It's actually a goal kick, actually. But when Haaland knows what the wingers are going to do, he's going to have so many more chances and so much more enjoyment from the creativity that we can provide him out wide. And it becomes more natural. Whereas if they're the other way round, Haaland will run into the box and it's like, oh no, he's got to cut back. And then Haaland's got to cut back. And then he's going, oh no, I'm going back onto my right foot. And there's a lot of chopping and changing. And Haaland's like, am I sticking? Am I twisting? I don't know whether I'm going or not. You know, and in this game so far, every time the wingers have got it, they've just gone to the byline and crossed it. That's Haaland's dream. So I'm with you there, Jan, and I'm really big on that for me. I don't know why. It's just, you know, Sterling and Sane, those days, man. Those two were so good when it was right wing and left wing. Brilliant from those two. But Rico's given the ball away. But yeah, I've enjoyed the game so far. It's 1-1, by the way, with Celtic and Dortmund. Celtic immediately equalised. That's right, Dale. That's right, mate. Don't worry about it, Church, mate. Don't worry about it. Big up to Jeff. Jeff drops a bomb. Just comes out of nowhere. Oh, there he is. He actually said hi a bit earlier. But yeah, Jeff comes in. I thought that was the first interaction from Jeff. Like, doesn't even say hi. Just comes straight in the chat and drops a bomb with a gifted membership. And James gets it. James, who is an absolute legend on this channel as well. Very dedicated. Gundogan with a heavy touch, man. Did anyone see that, by the way? I was busy talking about Jeff. Bloody Jeff, gifted memberships. Oh, Jeff. Nah, big up to Jeff, mate. Thanks very much, mate. Appreciate it. But yeah, thank you very much, Jeff, first of all. But Gundogan's touch then, it's bothering me still. Like, ooh. Hey, Cuggan, I see you, mate. I see you. And I also see me. I also see me in you. That didn't sound right. That didn't sound right. Let's rewind the clock and pretend I didn't say what I just said. Those words that just came out of my mouth. Oh, PSG nearly scored. Yeah, I didn't just say I was inside you then. That never came out of my mouth. Came out of my mouth. Ah, it's getting worse. It's getting worse. Keep digging, Johnny. Keep digging. Like that, fucking hell. But yeah, cheers for having me as your profile picture. And biggest Grealish fan in the world. Cuggan in the chat. Must be gutted, mate, because he's not on the pitch. Foden. Ball down to the line. Savina over hit from Foden, though. I wonder what it is. I wonder why we've not, you know... Because, you know, last season we won our first 6 games of the season, so we've actually had a worse start than we did last season. Even though everyone seems to think we had a terrible start last season, I don't think we did at all. I thought we did very well. We won our first 6 games. We have had harder fixtures. It's not the results that I'm talking about. It's the individual performances that I'm really concerned about. Gundogan again! He's given the ball away. He's caught... Clearly, if no one shouted man on, then fair enough. But, I mean, Jesus Christ. And the ball comes in from... Barshkian, and it's cleared by Akanji at the back post. But Gundogan again, mate. I know he's scored, but he's just been caught on the ball twice since he's scored. He gave the corner away. He gave a little pass to Doku away. It's been frustrating. Doku. Oh, I tried to find Doku there. Akanji did with a nice little left foot pass. But... yeah, so Gundogan's got a new role today as well, so he's sitting a little deeper. Rather than playing a little bit further advanced like he did against Newcastle. But yeah, anyway, hang on. Doku's bursting into the area onto his left foot, gets it to Phil Foden. Phil Foden's shot is absolutely sensational and absolutely planted into the bottom corner for Manchester City to make it 2-0. And 14 minutes in, we're 2-0 up, and it's looking pretty simple for Manchester City. Not going to lie, I feel like this could be a whitewash. And we are not even playing that well, to be honest. There's been sloppiness all over the pitch and we're 2-0 up. But Foden's finish was brilliant. So the 2 players I've been critical of, certainly in the last few games, are both on the score sheet for Manchester City. And really that's what matters at the end of the day. But I want to see their overall game now just go up a notch. You know, because before the goal for Gundogan, it was 2 sloppy moments. Since the goal from Gundogan, 2 sloppy moments. There was a heavy touch in the final third, and then he got caught on the ball, which resulted in Bratislava going the other way and getting a cross into the box. I mean, you do that against dangerous opposition, you could be in big trouble. Foden's been all right in this game. He's done nothing wrong in this game whatsoever, but yeah, I'm wanting to see more now, is what I'm saying. Now, let's grow and take our players' confidence levels up a notch, you know? That's what I really want to see. 2-0. Boom. Plus, goal difference could play quite a key part in this Champions League as well, because, I mean, there's only 8 games, so I imagine quite a few spots will be decided by goal difference. There's only 8 games, so there can't be that big a point difference between each individual team. I imagine at some point, or there will be an area of the league that the goal difference plays its part. And all the more reason to get more goals tonight, because, I mean, what did you talk about with Bayern Munich? as well. They were banging them in. What was their scoreline? Was it 8-1 or 9-1? Their first game of the season, Champions League campaign. So, I mean, they're off to an absolute flyer. Still 0-0 with Arsenal and PSG. PSG have come forward a few times, by the way. Hang on, Rico into Haaland. Haaland's in. Haaland. Oh, Haaland on his right foot. Nice little through ball into... I mean, we're talking a through ball that's like 2 or 3 yards from Rico Lewis. He was already on the edge of the area, and just a little poke into the area. Gets Haaland in one-on-one with a defender on his shoulder, but on his right foot. Should be scoring there, and he hits it straight at Takach, I think. Let's call him Takach. It's more fun to say that. Oh, no. I mean, fair play to Bratislava. They must be absolutely buzzing. Buzzing, but also equally terrified. Playing Manchester City. Foden. It was a little 1-2 actually with Nunes and Rico, not Foden. But it's a corner ball to City. But, I mean, if you're Bratislava, you've got Bayern Munich. Is it home or away? Bayern Munich, Bratislava. But yeah, Bayern Munich and City. They could be up minus 30 after 8 games. Could be quite bad. Ball in from the corner. It's gone over everybody. Savinho is going further and further away from goal. The most non-productive corner I've ever seen. Annoys the hell out of me when I see that, man. Just a corner that comes in and we just end up going back to the goalkeeper from the corner. So infuriating. But we've kept the ball. Doku with space. They're not double teaming on our wingers. They're in big trouble with this. Doku's in, byline. It's going to be a corner again. They're not double teaming. All the tactics that we've seen from Premier League opposition. Vladimir Weiss, the manager, the dad, has clearly not watched how Premier League oppositions stop Manchester City. And in fairness, they've actually had 2 counter-attacking opportunities, in fairness to them. So maybe they're having a go, but they're certainly not double-teaming against Doku, and they're not double-teaming against Savinho either, which is a very dangerous game to play with those 2 players' dribbling ability. That we should be ripping them to shreds in this game. Great little turn from Nunes there. The pass wasn't so good, though, into Foden, and it's cleared. Rico's pushed over. It's a free kick to City. Oh, big up to Jeff's son. Turned 3. Happy birthday to your little one, Jeff. Big up to baby Spruance. Happy birthday, mate. Hope you bought him lots of Manchester City memorabilia to cover him in. Make him as blue as possible. Good to see you, Aizan. Yeah, happy birthday, Jeff. To your little one. That's cool. Oh, is it 1-0 Arsenal? It is bloody 1-0 Arsenal. Kai Havertz. He looks surprised, to be honest. He looks like, oh, have I scored? Yeah, looks like you have, mate. I don't think Arsenal give a shit about the Champions League. Not this year, anyway. Foden into Doku. Doku to the byline. Ball across. It's cleared. Yeah, 1-0 Arsenal. But I swear, Akanji coming forward with a little dink over the fullback there. They're fully focused on the Premier League. Arsenal. I'll be surprised if they make it to the semi-finals. Arsenal. I just feel like they're not. Yeah, Havertz. That's terrible defending though, man. He's got to win that header there. Ball into Kai Havertz and keeper comes out. Donnarumma comes out. And Kai Havertz beats Donnarumma in the air with a header. Should not be happening. Should not be happening. Akanji out to Doku. Hey up, Dexter. How you doing, mate? Corner ball to City. Again, how many have we had already? It's been about 7 already. 20 minutes in. I want to hear the atmosphere. I've not tuned in. Let's hear what the Bratislavan fans are singing. They're moving. They're all moving. The fans are moving. And I mean, like, not just like moving in the spot, they're walking in sync around the stadium. All that stand is moving, ball in. It's up in the air, not cleared completely. Did you see that? The fans are like walking to the left, like their fans are like this. Like doing that walking and then a minute later they're going that way. Just like we might have to steal that as well. We stole the Poznan, we stole that. We might have to steal that as well. That's pretty funny. Savinho to the byline. Again, how many times have we seen that? It's another corner to Manchester City. Their fullbacks are doing well in actually blocking the crosses. If Savinho and Doku actually got their positional, well, the situation to get into a decent cross in the box, all their crosses have been blocked so far. Average at the minute, Devious. He's been average. He's been all right. A couple of passes that were thoughtful but didn't come off. He's not done anything catastrophic. But look at their fans behind the goal. I'm more drawn to them. Ball in. It's a good one. Is Rico going to win that? Yeah, penalty, referee. Is it? No. I thought he nipped in and won the ball then. I thought we were going to get a penalty. Bashkian. One-on-one with Phil Foden, who seems to be our defender when we lose the ball. Which I understand, actually, because he's not exactly going to win it in the air in the box, is he? So they're actually using Phil Foden as a counter-attack preventative player. Which is, yeah, it's fine by me. He's not much of a threat. Ball into Doku again. Doku's got so much space in this game. He's into the box. Gone back. Rico Lewis. Saved by Takak. Cleared by Wimmer. Bashkian. Weiss gets back. Doku's got the ball back. He's onside as well. He's in the penalty area. Left foot shot from Doku's off the bar. What an effort from Doku that was. Whips it right off the corner of the frame from Jeremy Doku. Gvardiol. Gundo. City should be 3 or 4-0 up by now. Doku again. What are they doing at the back here? Slovan Bratislava with their defensive player with the wingers, man. They're having trouble. They're having trouble. Gundo's giving it away. And now Akanji's giving it away. And here comes Bratislava. Free kick on the halfway line for Bratislava. That's a good point. We do. Quite often, don't we? I swear that happens in every game. You're absolutely right. Good to see you, Seb. Should be 8-0 already. Good to see you, Elenis, as well. Foden's the rest of defence. Yeah, the rest defence, yeah. Right off the corner of the frame that was from Doku as well. Hey, Isa. How's it going, mate? Oh, I'm enjoying that bit. I haven't had a beer in a long time, like weeks. Not a big drinker. You know, I have the odd drink here and there, and I'd rather just go out. When I go out with my mates, I get shit-faced. That's what I do. I don't really drink casually, though. I don't see the point. I'm just like, I just don't really do it. Foden with it. What happened to the ball then? Foden miscontrolled it, but then after he miscontrolled it, the ball just like popped up in the air. Proper big divot. Be interesting to see what the City players think of the pitch, having seen that now as well. Hey up, Jack. How's it going, mate? But yeah, don't forget to hit the like, Blues, if you haven't already, if you've just joined, and if you're happy to become a Typical City member, you're not only supporting me, which is unbelievably appreciated, you get access to a few emojis, City players in the chat, and things like that. And subscribe, if you're new. Gundo. Nunes with the run forward. Plays it simply though, a bit shorter into Phil Foden. Foden comes forward. Shot is poorly saved and luckily, again, off the frame of the goal. It hits the post. Number 2. Who was it who highlighted it? I can't remember who said it. Was it Ryan? Ryan, that was it. You said you hit the bar every other game. Well, post this time, mate. To be honest, I think the Doku one technically goes down as the post. as well, but that's twice. Long ball over the top here is a bit interesting. Ortega's got to come out and head it. It's offside, so nothing to worry about. But one long ball over the top, and they were nearly in, but good to see Ortega's not switched off. Sat there, leaning against the post, wrapped in a duvet with a book, with the way this first half has been going. He's switched on, ready, and he came flying out of his goal about 60 yards to do a diving header. And Barskian was like, I'm not getting involved in that, mate. You look like a mentalist. You look like a mental man who's coming out like a torpedo to headbutt me. I'll give that a miss. Drank that beer too quick. Stones. He's got to be our midfielder now. The Rodri cover, I feel like he's the one. Gundogan's not impressed me at all. He scored a goal. It was pretty lucky, to be honest. It was deflected. It's just not impressed me, and I've never seen Gundogan as a sitter. As a deep-lying, creative player, yeah. But looking at the players that he's surrounded by in this game, here's Doku coming forward into Rico. Rico holds it up nicely, gets it into Foden. Foden back to Nunes. Nunes with the left foot shots. Boy, you got to pass that, mate. You got to pass that Nunes to Savinho. The ball's gone to a Slovak. He's a Bratislavan fan. Thought about keeping it and then realised the cameras were on him and didn't want to get arrested, so he gave the ball back. I'm not sure you'd get arrested for keeping a ball, actually. Bit dramatic, that, from me. Imagine getting arrested for keeping a ball. They'd be like, just give us the ball back, mate. Not going to arrest. Oh, they've kept it. They've kept the ball. It's in the fans now. It's been thrown about. Do you remember back in the day, that used to be a tactic by the fans, wasn't it? When they used to have, like, unbelievably, in the Premier League, they used to have, like, 3 balls, like, around the side. Oh, fucking hell, PSG have just hit the post. I'm watching a replay of it. An absolute rasper. Clips the bottom of the post. But they used to have, like, barely any balls, like, spare around the outside. I'm not even talking that long ago, like 10 years ago. And if it went into the away end and they were 1-0 up, they'd just keep the ball and start throwing it around like a beach ball. And you just see this ball like floating around with all the fans. And then when the ball, they'd shout like, oh, we need a ball, we need a new ball. Like unbelievably, as if there shouldn't, now there's like 700 balls like all around the perimeter of the pitch. But back then it was like, shout to the manager or to the fourth official, we need another ball. And then they'd throw one on. And as soon as they throw one on, the away fans would throw their ball onto the pitch. So then there was 2 balls on the pitch. And the referee would have to go, stop the game, more time wasting. Proper old school tactic that never gets happened. But Bratislava bringing back the old school tactics here. Time wasting. You are 2-0 down, mate, to be honest. But and there is quite a few footballs around the perimeter of the pitch, so I'd keep it if I was them. Just take it home as a souvenir. Rico Lewis into that's a foul, referee, isn't it? Yeah. Is he saying play on? He didn't do the gesture. You did that. That's a free kick, mate. Learn your signals, referee. That's the free kick. That's play on. Why have they changed the signals now? That's like play on now. That's no, you're pointing that way means a free kick. Gvardiol, Foden. Savinho into Nunes. Touch is heavy, man. Ever since you asked Devious, his game's declined. Nunes with 2. One decision that bothered me. Good bit of defending, actually. Was it? Yeah, it was. I mean, it was because he got back, but it nearly went out for a corner. But yeah, well played for getting back. But that's 2 now from Nunes, whereas one, his touch was a little bit heavy. And then his decision making. And he's just gone flying into a tackle there as well, Nunes. And I'm surprised he's not been booked for that. Pretty excessive there. He's shaking his head, presumably at himself. Yeah. A little bit, yeah, just about not a yellow card, but I wouldn't have been surprised if the referee did give him a yellow. Good bit of play by Wimmer there, bringing it forward, ghosting past some City players. Barskian. Ball in. Gvardiol's not done, he's chipped it in the air and got a bit lucky there, mate. Ball was supposed, an attempted clearance. Savinho there, that's a play on, is it, referee? Yeah, what signals that? What does that mean? What are you talking about, referee? Play on, Doku's got the ball. Little shimmy, shimmy, yah, shimmy, yam, shimmy, hey, Doku! Oh, and it's across the face of the goal. Doku with his trademark shimmy, shimmy, yah. Vladimir Weiss has gone down here. Way up the other side of the pitch. There was a foul on Savinho, though, on the counter-attack, and I think he's fouled, and he got in the way of Savinho. It was a foul on Savinho, and Weiss has actually ended up hurting himself. I don't think he really meant to do it, to be honest. But Doku with the usual, and then to the right, and then he whips it across the face of goal, and Haaland wasn't there. Haaland should have definitely been on the score sheet by now. That one-on-one when he was fed through by Rico Lewis, that was a nice move. He should have finished that. But I've been a bit unimpressed by Haaland's movement in the box so far in this game, because there's been some crosses coming in that I feel like he should be getting, like, charging, making a decisive movement. It's just a bit like, I hope it comes to me. You need to pick near post, stay where you are on the penalty spot or that sort of area, near post or far post. Make a decision, and he's not really done anything when the crosses have been coming in. But he'll score. He'll score in this game. There was a question earlier on. I've forgotten who it was now. Because I just saw Devious mention, what's his face? Kyogo. But Victor Gyökeres, if that's how you pronounce it properly, I'm pretty sure it is. Might be wrong. Swedish. Victor Gyökeres. Someone asked me earlier, actually, and then someone again asked me in the chat, what do I think of Victor Gyökeres? Then if you were with me on the last, plays for Sporting Lisbon, scoring a bag full of goals so far this season for Sporting Lisbon. Signed for 24 million from Coventry. Went on loan to Brighton. So he's familiar with the English game. Targeted by Chelsea and Arsenal as a number 9. He is a bit, and I love old school number 9s. Anyone who was with me in the Newcastle game, or it might have been the game before actually, I can't remember, but recently I've said how much I love an old school number 9. Haaland is obvious one. Sean Goater, Paulo Wanchope, big physical number 9s. Alan Shearer, Didier Drogba, those guys, man. I love that type of centre forward. I'm really big on the big physical centre forwards. And Victor Gyökeres, by the way, yeah, he looks good, man. Foden tried the first time passing to Haaland there, didn't quite come off. But yeah, in answer to whoever it was, I think it might have been Mahmood who asked that question, or Merlag, I can't remember. But yeah, Victor Gyökeres of Sporting Lisbon. If you haven't heard of him or haven't checked him out, check him out at some point. Go and look at some YouTube clips of him and look at his recent form as well. I mean, I wouldn't say his finishing ability is quite to the level of Haaland, but his ball control is fantastic for a big guy. Doku was nearly in there, but it's a goal kick to Slovan Bratislava. Arsenal have got a free kick. It's going to be Saka here to whip it in. Near post. Oh, it's fucking 2-0. I chose the fucking wrong time to start commentating on that game. What a bag of shit. Anyway, gives a shit, man. Arsenal 2-0 up. Thomas Partey, I think, got the final touch. It was Saka's ball in. Pretty pathetic free kick from Saka. I mean, it comes in at shin height. Do you know what I mean? It's like that far off the ground from way out on the touchline. It's a pathetic free kick. And somehow it ends up in the back of the PSG net. Took a little deflection. Thomas Partey could be offside here, though, actually. I'll have a check to see if this is going to get ruled out and remains as 1-0 Arsenal. City dominating the ball, though, in this game. John Stones. Gvardiol. Nice ball into Rico. Tried to get him pushed and shoved there, man. Referee, you going to call that or what? Foden thinks about the shot. Does! Oh! That is his trademark shot. That is Phil Foden just like writing a signature on the pitch. That is his signature move. That drill, when he gets into that position. How many times have we seen Phil Foden go for the near post in that situation? He scored away at Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League in the quarterfinals, however many years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. He scored at Goodison Park. I think it might have been last season against, what's his face? What's the goalkeeper? Pickford. Pickford was in there. Bang! Near post from that same sort of angle. He loves it, doesn't he? Phil Foden. He shapes his body like he's going to whip it into that top left-hand corner. And then he just drills it. It's a goal to Arsenal. It's not been ruled out, by the way. It's 2-0. But he drills it in that bottom corner. Yeah, I love that from Phil Foden. I don't know, mate. I'm terrible, aren't I? What's his face? It was Gundogan and Phil Foden, mate. Very good goal from Phil Foden. Gundogan's effort was deflected on the edge of the area. Nice little volley from Gundogan. It was on target and then deflected into the top corner. A little bit fortunate, but we've been battering him. Lovely turn by Gvardiol there. But it's been, as you expect, pretty dominant from Manchester City. And I would argue we're not actually playing that well. Rico's just giving it away. I mean, yeah, we're 2-0 up, but we're not playing that well. It's okay. It's okay. Gundogan's ball then, I mean, that was a great effort by Gundogan, that ball. The idea was fantastic. Just not enough power on it. Again, it doesn't work for Gundogan, but I'm going to commend the effort there because that pass, he saw it, he just didn't execute it. Savinho, though, to the byline, across the face of goal, it's cleared by Taki. Foden's drilled effort again, effort number 3, and Foden walked away and limped, actually. Is it Takac? I think it's Takac. Nice to see you, X-Gang. Hi, Johnny, Man City fan from South Africa. How are you watching the game? I'm watching it on TNT, which is a television channel here in the UK. And it's been a good game in terms of the scoreline. I think City have put some great moves together. A couple of sloppy moments, though. I think we can definitely play better. Here's an opportunity to make it 3-0. Gundogan, off the bar. As casual as you like. Ilkay Gundogan absolutely pelts one from about 25 yards off the bar. So we've hit the post, each post, and now the bar. Savinho back post. I mean, Jesus Christ, Gundo, what an effort that was, mate. What an effort. Great effort from Gundogan, that was. That's what I want to see more of that. Doku's ball in was poor, and Blackman clears it at the back post for Slovan Bratislava. Anyone thinking I'm being racist, by the way, I'm not. If anyone's getting suspicious, that's his name. Blackman. Just want to be clear with that, because I've already been accused of something that people got wrong as well. The chat got it wrong. I didn't get it wrong. A long time ago, old school, typical City members will remember. Chong, who remembers that? I remember that. The on loan, the former United player as well, Chong. And I said Chong, and people thought I was talking about Chinese people. I'm like, no, that's his name, mate. And I said Cheech and Chong. Cheech and Chong. Anyway, before I dig myself into a hole that I can't get out of, let's move on, shall we? But yeah, Manchester City are dominating the game. X-Gang, we're doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. But we are against opposition you expect us to dominate. Arsenal could be making it 3 here. Nope. 5 minutes to go till half-time. Can't forget that first couple of minutes, though, because Bratislava got a genuine opportunity to make it 1-0, and this game could have been very, very different if that found the back of the net with Bashkian. That effort in like the first seconds of the game. Excuse me while I have a Pringle. I'm going to need 2, sorry. Do you know something mental? I discovered that I'm an absolute tool, man. I've spent Hang on a minute. Foden's in. Is he going to keep it? He's got it. He's in the penalty area. Back to Doku. Doku onto his left. Drills over the bar. Do you know what? I'm such an idiot, man. Until about 2 months ago, do you know how would you eat a Pringle? This is a Pringle. Okay, how would you eat a Pringle? It's most normal thinking human beings would eat a Pringle like that, wouldn't they? Like this, like that way, and then in there like that. Like that. Do you know how I've been eating them for years? For years. It's like that. I don't know why. And I end up with like really stinging corners of my lips. My lips end up like really sore when I have some Pringles because I'm forcing this Pringle in like that. Like the most uncomfortable way to eat Pringles you could possibly imagine. And I've been doing it for years until one day I just figured it out by myself. And I should not be telling you this because just out of pure embarrassment. But like that way, and I was like, oh, for years I've been doing it wrong. I was like, it's even shaped like a tongue. Like, figure it out. Unbelievable. It's 5-1, by the way, to Dortmund. So Celtic, having beaten Slovan Bratislava 5-1, they're now on the receiving end of a 5-1. Haaland's been sent through by Nunes, and there's an injury there as well. Nunes has gone down. Gvardiol on the edge of the area. Gundo. Doku's Nunes all right. He's back on his feet. Gundogan intercepted. Ball smashed all the way back to Ortega. Yeah, I also do it while hanging myself upside down. I do it while I hang my head off my bed upside down like that. Who said you drink a glass of water upside down and get rid of hiccups? Who remembers that? If you drink a glass of water upside down, that gets rid of hiccups. What a load of bollocks. Doku, edge of the area. Yeah, I'm the same to me. I'm the same. They're so good, aren't they? So good, Pringles. Savinho had the ball nicked off him there by Blackman. Vice. They've got no outlet, have they? They've got no outlet. He's offside there. No. Back to Blackman. Back to Vice. I mean, this is the first time he's offside. Yep, flag goes up. Yeah, I don't find them that threatening. I agree with you a little bit there. I agree. I think washed is a little harsh. But I know what the point you're making, mate. Were they ever good? Really? Were they ever like, you know what I mean? When you say washed, that implies that they used to be like, wow. I mean, they had wow players, didn't they? Neymar and Messi, it's ridiculous players. Ball in, Foden, surely. No, he's drilled it over the bar, man. He sets himself up. It falls kindly to Phil Foden, who sort of tees himself up with a little side foot setup and then volleys it with his left foot quite a distance over the bar. The final decision and the final technique from Manchester City in the final third hasn't been great. Shots, crosses, decision making. It needs to improve. I don't think it's been that good. You know, we're 2-0 up and we're cruising and we're not going to lose this game and we're not going to draw it. I'm pretty confident we're going to win it, to be honest. And there goes the half-time whistle. But yeah, were PSG ever good? Just saw Ryan's comment. Can't put that on the screen, mate. Yeah, so that's a good point as well, Jan. I mean, they make themselves look good in the league when they're actually... Whenever we've faced them, I've always felt... They're still going on, by the way, so I might as well watch this game while I'm talking, but PSG out for a goal kick to Arsenal. Whenever we've faced them, even when they... I mean, let's call it peak PSG, when they were at their best and getting to semi-finals of Champions League. I mean, that's not a bad thing to do, is it? Let's be honest. But when you say washed, I feel like that means they used to win trophies like Champions Leagues, and you know, it's hard to say what they do in their country and take that too seriously, because I do feel like that's like League 1 is known as the Farmers League, isn't it? That's like where it kind of came from. But I just don't feel PSG have ever really genuinely threatened us. Even when we were finding our feet as a Champions League club. Didn't we face them under Pellegrini at one point? And I feel like we beat them reasonably well. I think it was Kevin De Bruyne scored a goal at the Etihad, if I remember rightly. But I always felt like they were mentally very susceptible to just losing their heads. You know, they were a very volatile football club, very volatile players that were so easily rattled. Like Neymar in particular, you just like poke him and prod him and he's diving around, throwing his arms at the referee. And once that started to happen, it spread like a virus amongst the other PSG players and they just fell apart. And City just acted like, whenever we faced them in recent history, we've just faced them with like confidence and assurity. I just feel like we're just a level above them, mentally a level above them. And they just weren't ready to face, in particular, a Pep Guardiola Manchester City side. So while I agree that PSG are certainly not a good side now and shouldn't be as feared as I think the name implies, and the money, I feel like it's the money. Do you know what I mean? I feel like the money that they've got, the power that they have in the transfer market, like being backed by Qatari ownership like that, you expect them to be big players. Again, they signed Neymar, they signed Messi, and you expect them to snap your fingers and those two players are just going to work magic. It doesn't work like that, which is why Manchester City and the ownership model of Manchester City is absolutely fantastic. And although people thought we would be like that, like, oh, it's just going to be money bags Manchester City, just throwing money willy-nilly at everything. You know, absolutely. Who gives a shit? Like, oh, 100 million there, 100 million there, 100 million there. Do you know what I mean? Who cares? We've not done that at all. We've been so calculated and methodical in the way that we approach the transfer market. And the only deal I ever think has been overpaid is Grealish, and I still think he's been a good signing. I think he's been a reasonably good signing. I just think we massively overpaid. I feel like 70 million for Grealish would have been like, it would have changed the whole outlook on Grealish for me. I feel like because he was 100 million, he was doomed to fail from the start because he's 100 million pounds. How many 100 million pounds? I'd argue Declan Rice is probably the only 100 million pound player that I can categorically say, yes, he has been a genuine success. And even then it's like, well, what have they won? What have Arsenal won? He needs to take Arsenal to go and win in the Premier League. And then Declan Rice becomes the 100 million pound player that worked. Do you know what I mean? But like Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo, you know, like that 200 million pounds worth of midfield there. Really? For those two? Like, they don't look anywhere near that amount of money. Grealish, he's not a 100 million pound player. He's not. I'm sorry. I love the guy. I really want him to succeed at Manchester City, but I feel like the psychological effect of having that price tag associated with you, he's got to carry that, man. It's a big weight on your shoulders as a player. Like, not only are you expected to be good because you're quite an iconic figure, you're Jack Grealish, you don't shy away from the cameras, you get shit-faced when we win a trophy, so you draw more attention to yourself, which makes you a potential target for negative headlines. And by doing that, if you do that, you've got to perform on the pitch. And if you don't, the headlines become 10 times worse than they would have if you didn't get shit-faced in trophies, and if you didn't cost 100 million. If you were just a little quiet, gentle guy who just carried about his business, went under the radar for most people, 65 million pound price tag, it's like, oh yeah, Jack Grealish, how's he doing now? Anyway. It's the 100 million fucking alcoholic image that he presents to the media, which is why he gets slaughtered by people. And I think it's harsh. I do think it's harsh because he as a person seems incredibly genuine, incredibly likeable, a very nice person. I do feel like he needs to offer more on the pitch. I feel like he's not delivered enough in a Manchester City shirt over the course of his whole time there. That treble-winning season was the Jack Grealish that I want to see more of that, please. But he just wasn't. It was. I still think he could have gone more than that as well. I feel like he could have done better than that. You know, could we see him tuck inside centrally? But yeah, no, I feel like there's a lot of negativity around Jack Grealish at the minute, in particular, even with City fans as well, who are still divided on him. Anyway, scorelines: 2-0 Arsenal PSG. But it's gone. Sorry, it's gone. I saw Barcelona with 3-0 up, so that game's all done and dusted. There you go. Let's pause that. Bayer Leverkusen 0, AC Milan 0, Borussia Dortmund 5. It's half time, Celtic, for fuck's sake. 1, Celtic. Inter 1, Red Star Belgrade 0, PSV 1, Sporting 0, Slovan Bratislava 0, Manchester City 604. No, 2. Yeah, but it should be 600. Well, not that much, but still, we should be in the lead. Let's get rid of Frank Lampard's face. Manchester City legend, Frank Lampard. I love saying that. It winds up Chelsea fans so much. It's calling Frank Lampard Sorry, Ryan. I do need a piss, actually. Let's get that out of the way, shall we? Fucking hell. Alright, I'll see you in a bit. Sorry. Pat was going mental then, wasn't he? In the celebrations. Did I come back too soon? Have I interrupted? It is. It's unmatched. It is, Wesley. And quite frankly, I'm sick of it. I didn't really need a pee. I actually left for the chair, to be honest. It was a bit of a minuscule wee, to be honest, and then I quickly washed my hands. But cheers for the super chat. I don't think anyone in the history of YouTube live streaming has ever received a super chat with a singular chair emoji. Ever. That has to go down as a first ever record-breaking super chat in YouTube history. You know? Has to. It's going to stay on for the whole second half, so sorry everybody who wanted their chat to be... it's going to be there for the whole second half. It's not, because eventually I think it just disappears itself. But I'm so jealous of this chair, man. I wish people loved me as much as you love the chair, honestly. You know, it's getting religious now. It's like they are. It's night game, isn't it? If I have a beer, look at the state of that. It's like, look, that's normal. That's my skin colour there. Like my hand as well. There you go. That's normal. Bam! It's like it's been. I've dipped my head in ketchup. Is that the same on the other side? Is it? I can't see the computers that way, so you'll have to tell me if it's the same on the other side. It feels the same. You know when they feel hot, man. My missus is in the other room. When I went for a pee, then she clocked it as well. She was like, "Your eyes are really red." I was like, "Cheers." I'm going to go back to the stream full of confidence now. Thanks very much. Avit, good to see you, mate. Love to India. Hope you're good. The chairs in one. That's good, that. I like that. I do like it. Bordering on forced, but it works. It works. Isa. I'll give you that, mate. I've tried everything, mate. Tried everything, Roy. I think it's beer, to be honest. Whenever I have a beer, it seems to go through. So I think it's beer. I'll get another one then. Let's set my ears on fucking fire, shall we? Why the fuck not? It's a different one as well. Pale ale. That last one was 5%. Not gonna lie. I'm shit-faced. But this is a shipyard. In a shipyard. Having a flagon of ale from the shipyard. Very silent beer. I was hoping to hear like a nice, like, you know, like the very satisfying noise of a beer being poured. Like the that noise is good. That was a good impression, that, wasn't it? It's good. Little beatboxer on the quiet, me. That's too much head, which is something I've never said before. You can never have too much head, but you can in a beer. What an atrocious pour that is. Look at that. Get me in a bar. 0 tips. Would you make any changes for the second half? Would you want to see any rotation? Certain players you've not seen enough of? Experimentation with the midfield? Because Gundo came off with 60 minutes gone against Newcastle, and I feel like that was just I don't think it was I'm going to play you against Slovan, so let's get you off now to be a little bit more rested. I feel like you're having a stinker, mate. Off you come. The fuck was that? But is that what you want to see, Michael? Oh, that's good, Hannah. Oh, it's gone. Not that, but out of context, Johnny would go hard. That's what she said, first of all. Terrible. But yeah, that's the kind of like my trailer for the for all the watch-alongs. For anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, if you tune into my watch-along, my scheduled watch-alongs before they go live, there's a little video that plays. That's kind of out of context, me, because there's zero. It's just absolute random dross that I come out with. Yeah. So, yeah, I agree. I do like to do random things. But yeah, game's about to get underway. Shit, let's sort this clock out. 45. Boom, let's go. David Mars, I think, is the referee. Cheers, Hannah. And we're off. Slovan, get us underway. Why is the referee got his flag up? Oh, throwing. That's what I was like. How can there be an offside? The game's just kicked off. He was doing that though. He wasn't. These officials don't have a clue what they're doing. He did that, and then went, "Oh yeah, I've got a point that way." That's offside, mate. Just for you, Timmy. Oh, fucking hell. Fucking hell, Timmy. Made me knock my bottles over. Yeah. City looking pretty dominant already. Ball given away though as soon as I said that by Gvardiol. I wonder where his ceiling is, man. How old is Gvardiol? Is he 23, 22? That's a joke. That's a joke, man. What a future! What a possibility! Like potential through the roof for Josko Gvardiol. Where could he go? You hope he stays at City. That's the thing, because I mean he's getting into the realms of. I mean, there's nowhere above City as a football club, and I wouldn't even say above now. But the only temptation for players to leave Manchester City, for me, is either if you just despise the weather in Manchester or Real Madrid. I feel like they're your two options. Other than that, your career's is on a decline, and you need to leave the club to get more minutes. You think of Raheem Sterling, for example, Zinchenko, Gabriel Jesus. Yeah, and Gabriel Jesus' career should not have been on a decline, but it's not exactly gone up. Now he was supposed to get more minutes at Arsenal, wasn't he? He's benched half the time. So, Foden getting skinned there. I feel like there's a conversation that City fans are just refusing to have at the minute, and it surrounds Cole Palmer. It's a conversation I don't really want to have, to be honest. But the more time has gone on since the sale of Cole Palmer, the more I'm thinking, what a fucking catastrophic mistake that was to let him go. And I wasn't that bothered when we let him go at first. I was thinking, yeah, go on then. 40 million, I'll take that. Jesus. I mean, he's just gone boom, and he like through the roof in terms of talent and ability and goal scoring, just prowess, man. Like scary. And I'm gutted he's not in a Manchester City shirt now. Seeing how well would he have even got this good though? Doku's got the ball. Opportunity for City. Little shimmy yam, shimmy yeah. Oh, he's spun back, lays it off to Rico, and Rico drills it, and it's saved. Back to Doku though. He's backtracking. What's he doing here? Pulling it away further and further. Doing a weird little drag with his feet. Then he's taking the piss now. He's got to the byline, dinked it, and then it's pathetic. If the cross doesn't come off Doku, all of that dancing you do before it to try and humiliate the fullback, it just seems a bit wasteful and disrespectful. If you're gonna do that, do the dancing and all the piss taking out of your fullback, you gotta get the cross right, mate. Because I felt like that was a little bit excessive, what he was doing there. I mean, I'm all for showboating when it comes off, you know. But showboating, and then you just give it away. It seems a bit daft. Haaland, though, he's angry. Shots blocked. Driving forward there from Haaland. Was thinking about edge of the area. Shot. He got his shot away, but it was blocked pretty decisively there by the Slovan defenders. Yeah, annoyed with Doku for doing that. I don't like that stuff. It's like Anthony. Remember Anthony doing that spin? And then he passed it out for a goal kick. It's embarrassing, mate. Don't do that shit. Doku now. An opportunity to just get it into the box and it's blocked again. I'm starting to get a bit frustrated with. I don't think he was great against Newcastle. I'm 9 minutes, so I don't want to get too harsh on Doku, but he didn't come on in that second half and do much. Savinho, on the other hand, looked very good in that 9 minutes again. Nunez's shot's blocked this time. It's still 2-0, by the way, so they're not even out of this game yet, you know. If they get a goal, same as Watford. It feels like the Watford game, doesn't it? Like we're chilling, enjoying ourselves. We're 2-0 up. And then, before you know it, Watford made it 2-1. And we were hanging on. Because they've got the ball here, Slovan. Vladimir Weiss has given it straight to Gundogan now. Oh, Nordic, mate. I'm not leaving now. It's in the middle of the match. Is this going to be a thing now? People get super chats just for the fucking shirt. Honestly, mate. Appreciate the super chat, but there's no way I'm leaving now. Just for the chair to be here. Would you rather... Would you... Next watch-along. Who are we playing? Fulham. Do you want me to do a watch-along remotely? So I'll just leave the chair here without my physical presence. Or maybe I just stand over there. Would this be better? If I do this? Is this better? Right, I'll do this. Doku's got the ball. Doku. Back to Gundogan. Gundogan, John Stones. Oh, you can see my penis for like a split second appear behind the team sheets. Oh, Rico, he's in business. Oh, and it's saved by Takic. We nearly bobbled our way through there. Just for a split second there, you can see when the teams change on the screen. Oh, you can see me there like that. I'm not standing there, man. Got a chair for a reason to sit on. Paid a lot of money for this bloody chair. I'm not standing next to it. What a waste of fucking chair that is. You're not even joking, Adam, are you? Oh, that's taking it to another level. Just stick two big Dumbo ears. It's the fact that they're big and they stick out as well. It doesn't help, does it? Doesn't help. But yeah, still sloppy from City. There's been moments here that I think we could do better. You know, am I being harsh? Have we played as well as we could do here? I don't think we have. You know? Savinho, ball in. Foden trying to smash his way through. Still got it somehow. Nunes thought about the first time cross. Back post is Haaland. Oh, and he's headed it over. Another opportunity for Erling Haaland. I mean, it was a good ball from Nunes there at the back post. I thought he was going to try and dink it first time with his left foot. Chops it back onto his right foot to get that little bit more accuracy with his favourite foot. Haaland towering above the rest of the Bratislava defenders, and his header it's a 50p head. He looks gutted in himself, to be honest. Weiss had it taken off him by Josko. Nunes, and wasteful there from Nunes. I thought miscommunication there. Tried to feed it into Haaland, who'd already started his run to the back post. But yeah, do you think they've been sloppy? I mean, long term, I'm not thinking long term. I'm thinking short term. It's sloppy, and it needs rectifying. I don't want to worry too much about the whole course of the season. I think if we're serious about going for that Samuele Ricci, who I was researching, I nearly did a video on it, but I just couldn't the other day. I needed to make a decision: the Bratislava preview or the Samuele Ricci rumours. I was going to talk about that. I went for the preview instead because I felt like it's a bit stupid to talk about that when it's like, we're nowhere near January. So the rumours are that we're linked with him. Samuele Ricci from Torino. His stats, by the way, I went through them. They weren't that impressive. They were okay. From what I've seen of him, though, he looks like a very capable player. But when I say stats, like, you're talking about a defensive midfielder. They're so difficult for stats to look good as a defensive midfielder unless you're Rodri, who made his position look like a number 10, because he was getting goals and assists. What was his goal contribution last season? Goal involvement last season? Wasn't it like 18, 19 goal involvements? with like 9 goals and like 11 assists or something ridiculous. I'm not sure. I might not be getting it spot on there, but pretty sure they were high teens for Rodri, which is a phenomenal number to get for his position. So, you know, that's always going to be the problem for any player that we target as a potential, in this case, replacement. Ball out to Doku. Onto his left foot, dribbling, going nowhere. Got it back to Gundogan somehow. I think it was a bit lucky, but out to Savinho. Little flick to Nunes. Nunes is going to come back to Savinho, though. So, when you're talking about a replacement for Rodri, there's no one. There's no one. Unless you're willing to spend 80, 90 million to get a player that's going to be like, you know, close to Rodri. And even then, they're not going to be Rodri. You know, you're talking about a potential Ballon d'Or winner, mate. So there's no one out there that we could realistically sign without having to spend, you know, close to triple-digit millions, hundreds of millions. Do you know what I mean? Doku into the penalty area. And his pass is again. It's very showmanship from Doku, but not very workmanship. You know what I mean? Not much actual delivery into the box. It looks great while it's happening, and then once he's finished doing what he's doing, it's quite underwhelming from Doku, to be honest. Here he is again, opportunity to impress. Again, straight to a Slovak player there. It's not good from Doku, that. He was great against, and here come Bratislava the other way, 2-0 up. Bashkian, number 11, chops back onto his left foot. Blackman on the overlap. He's dilly-dally. Oh, fucking hell. John Stones took one to the jaw then and took it like a champ as well. Walks off like a fly just went past him. He just took one to the face, John Stones, and stood there like a tree. Do you know what I mean? Just stood there like, what was that? Doesn't bother me. Absolutely shocking defending. Haaland's in. He's got to make it. And Haaland's gone round, and it's going to be 3-0 to Manchester City. Simple as that. What a lovely ball from Rico Lewis. The vision from Rico Lewis. The run from Erling Haaland was absolutely sensational. And Manchester City are 3-0 up. And deservedly so. Very, very comfortable performance from Manchester City. But we were getting that little attack there. It was like a little warning. Do you know what I mean? A little warning there. Like, hang on, it's 2-0. Slovan Bratislava are coming forward here. John Stones has just taken one to the jaw, and moments later, Rico Lewis is passing the ball right through the middle of Bratislava's defence with a big gap, and Haaland rounds the keeper. Takac sat down onto his right foot, and Haaland nearly overran it out for a goal kick, but he gets round it. He was comfortable, actually, a finish that was very competent from Erling Haaland there, and it's 3-0. Manchester City. That was a great ball from Rico. Nice little assist. Do you think we'll see some changes now, potentially? Don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't already. Trossard. Declan. It's Havertz. And it's saved by Donnarumma. PSG mounting a counter-attack here, looking to come forward, and Gabriel deals with it. I think they've got this game in the bag. But yeah, John Stones took one then. I know, Russell. We had a big conversation about it a couple of minutes ago. And we've had many, many conversations. And to be fair, I draw attention to it now. I think I need to stop talking about it. Do I think Haaland can hit 200 goals before being here 5... Oh, ball in! And it's cleared. Yes, I do. Ryan, I think that's a very good question, though. I think that's interesting, because, I mean, what is it? Fucking hell, they're in. Bratislava are in. Shot is absolutely atrocious. Wasteful. You'd be furious if you're... Who's that? Bashkian coming down the right-hand side. And his shot just horrible. Ruben Diaz coming on. James McAtee coming on. Haaland off. So we've got the one solitary goal for Erling Haaland, which I think is that 42 goals in 41 appearances in the Champions League for Erling Haaland. We're looking at a penalty. VAR's looking at a penalty. Why? Akanji's off. So that's on for Ruben Diaz. James McAtee. Jesus Christ. James McAtee's on. I presume Foden's pushing into the middle. Check over. What were they even looking at there? Where was that from? Half an hour to go, and I'm hoping City can make this at least 5-0. And we need to get Church's 6-0, don't we? He predicts 6-0 every game. And if he gets it right this time, he's going to be lauded as one of the most majestic crystal ball prediction experts. He's going to potentially take Jeff's spot as the #1 predictor. No one's doing that, Jeff. Don't worry, mate. Jeff, that position is yours for life after what you've done on this channel. Ruben Diaz out to John Stones. So John Stones has pushed to right centre-back now. Ruben Diaz has gone central centre-back. Here's Doku. Giving it away. I'm getting annoyed with Doku because this is 4 or 5 times. It's like I know my fullback shit and I can beat him, so I'm going to go excessive with the skill moves. Just beat him efficiently. It doesn't need to be so razzle-dazzle and just showboating. Just get the job done, Doku. You know, and it's like about 5 or 6 times now, he's just giving the ball away. Substitutions from Slovan Bratislava coming up. Zubaru is coming on. And Zoke coming on. Zubaru. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Zubaru. Zubamendi. That was the guy. What's his face? Anfield. What's it called? Anfield Agenda. That's it, isn't it? What's his name? I don't know his name. What's his name? Anfield Agenda guy who sang Zooby-Dooby-Doo. And then he rejected them. Craig. That's it. Craig. That was funny, man. It was funny. Is that his name? Seems legit. Seems legit. I love how on my screen now there's just the word prick. I enjoy little things like that. And I mean little as well. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty sure that's on his birth certificate, isn't it? He's very hateful, isn't he? That guy. He's very, very hateful of City. And he's big on the 115, isn't he? Which is why he's on my radar. All the gobshites that have been mouthing off about the 115 charges. Your name is in my book. You're in my book. I've noted you. I've recognised you. And I've memorised you. Not your name, but prick seems to work. I'll remember that. Gvardiol. I mean, I'm not surprised, to be honest, Red Camp, because we've hurt him. We've hurt him as a football club. We've made him cry, haven't we? A lot of Liverpool fans feel that way about us. I feel like a lot of Arsenal fans hate us. It's just because we hurt them. I've got a list, Keith. It's a big list, but I've got a list. Doku now. Come on, mate. Onto his left foot. That's it. Fine. I'd rather you give it to a City shirt than give it fucking away. Simple ball like that. Jack Grealish-esque. Back to John Stones. But hey, look, we've got the ball. I'm starting to think that our best starting 11 could be Savinho on the right and Grealish on the left. I feel like that could be our strongest starting 11. Which is, here he is, Savinho. Ball across the face of goal. It's a good block there from Badric, I think it is. No, it's Kashaya. At the near post. But on form, I think Savinho and Grealish are our most informed players. Grealish, I mean, got an assist against Newcastle. He's playing better Doku scored a lovely goal against Watford. I can't forget that. That was a lovely, lovely goal, that was. Ball in from the corner. Ruben Diaz brings it down on his chest and it's poked away. Rico. So, yeah, I feel... Yeah, I don't know. I really want Doku. This is his second season now as well. Don't forget that. Doku's now in that... He's gone beyond that. He needs time. It's a Pep Guardiola system. It takes time. You have to give him a bit of leeway and understanding that he's going to find his feet. We're past that now. It's time for Doku to deliver. You know? There he goes. Brilliant ball from Doku, and it's poor from James McAtee. And I thought he was poor against Watford, actually, McAtee. I don't think he had a very good game at all against Watford. Which is frustrating. I don't know. I would like to see Doku step his game up to another level. Just more assists, you know, and I'm not even asking for more goals, just more assists, more accuracy in that final end product from Jeremy Doku. Savinho's got the leeway. He's got that first season pass that I think all City players, when Pep's there, should get. But he looks dangerous now. And he's only just started his City career. He looks dangerous right now. So, I mean, when he gets used to it, what Pep asks of his wingers, I feel like he could go to extreme levels of quality. Doku. Onto the byline, and it's taken off him. Goal kick. What do you mean, Elanus? And there's no blaming anyone. We're winning the game 3-0. So there's no... I don't like to blame any individual for not... If we lose the game or draw a game, I don't think any single individual is like, right, you're the one who's going to get it today. Do you know what I mean? You're the individual I'm going to pick on because we haven't won. I'm not like that at all. The whole team needs to take responsibility. Pep needs to take responsibility. Everything that surrounds Manchester City needs to take responsibility. But I am going to zone in on individuals and talk about them and their individual performance. Definitely. But I'm not blaming anyone because I've got nothing to blame them about. I feel we're winning the game 3-0. So I'm not... I don't know. I just feel like Doku's like... I'm more annoyed by Doku's second half performance. First half, he was getting crosses in. You know, that were like... I'm more annoyed that Haaland's not getting on the end of them. This half, it's just a bit, you know, overly showmanship. Too much showboating. I'm not a fan of it. Like, just... I don't mind it if it works. I've got no problem with it if it works. If it's not working and you're giving it away, then I'm going to criticise it. I don't like it. But it's not quite as bad as, you know, like Anthony. Doku, ball over the top from Ruben Diaz looking for Doku. Looked like he could have been offside, but we play on. Doku, shot saved. Nearly Doku silencing me. Silencing me, Doku there with a left foot shot, but it's straight at Takic with it, who makes the save. PSG have just hit the bar. Still 2-0 to Arsenal. Oops, given away. Doku in the penalty area and he gives it away. Free kick. McAtee closing down, I think it's Vimmer. 6, is it really? I like that, Mark. So far, Mark, I think your 2 contributions to the chat have been prick and fuck Arsenal. You don't mince your words, mate, and I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It's precise and to the point. Mark doesn't waste time. Harris. I like it. Oh, unless you're telling me to stop talking about Arsenal, in which case, yeah, I mean, the game's pretty much done. I mean, PSG don't really look like scoring. They did just hit the bar, to be fair to them, but I mean, with Arsenal's defence, you go 2-0 down to Arsenal, it's game over, mate. They don't concede enough goals. I mean, I say that. They went 2-0 up against fucking Leicester. Ball into Rico. Oh, Rico with a first-time effort. It was a great ball. I think that was Nunez's ball. It was right on the money, whipped into Rico Lewis, who's ghosted into a little position, very centrally as well. First time effort, stabs it on the volley, but it's straight at Takic. But, yeah, 2-0 up against Leicester and 2-2. I mean, that was a stinker, wasn't it, man? Watching that Trossard own goal go in. Was it Ndee who scored the own goal for Leicester? And then they went and got a fourth. And that just makes it look like they did well in that game. Zubaru coming down the left side. It's gone all the way across here to Cividis. Blackman into the box. And it's cleared by Diaz. Doku's back there trying to make sure the ball stays cleared. Savinho now pressing. Still with Slovan Bratislava. Blackman. Nice little 1-2. Cross coming in for Bratislava. Ortega's got to catch that, and he does. Very competent goalkeeping there from Ortega. And McAtee has got acres of space to drive forward. Lays it into Phil Foden, who turns. He had to stay on the spot. He spanned twice, actually, on the spot there, Phil Foden, but he keeps the ball. Gundogan coming forward. Bratislava look tired, man. There's 19 minutes to go, and their legs look like they've gone. They look like they've gone. See, I'm in complete disagreement with you, mate. I feel like he's had a lot of the ball, and I feel like he's eye-catching, and I feel like people get drawn into the dribbling ability that he's got. But I'm more bothered about whether that cross finds a Manchester City shirt or not. You know, it's all good and well beating your fullback and dribbling, and I agree that it looks exciting. He gets me on the edge of my seat, Doku. It really does. It's got to be delivered, though. Do you know what I mean? It's got to be delivered. I'm a big fan of them, Roy. I'm a big fan of them. He's still broken leg.
Boob.
Fucking shitface now, talking about boobs, and it's just right up my street. And a couple of beers talking about breasts. I'm in my element right now. I do need another pee though, and there's 20 minutes to go. Pep's not happy, by the way, and it's so good to see him have those standards. Like, it's a corner ball to City though, whipped in. Oh. It's just about cleared eventually by Bratislava. I'd be disappointed if we don't get a fourth and a fifth in this game with 17 minutes to go. I feel I don't want to seem critical. Like I've got high standards, yes, but I'm understanding of circumstances as well. Ball into Rico. Oh, McAtee's got to make it, and he does make it 4. James McAtee gets on the score sheet and gets himself his first ever Champions League goal, and it's a Manchester City goal as well, and it's 4-0 Manchester City. It was a great move there. Laid in by, I think it was Rico Lewis. Combination play by the 3 Englishmen of Rico Lewis, Phil Foden and James McAtee. McAtee drills it into the near post there to make it 4-0 Manchester City, and I think we're looking at a fifth there. It was Phil Foden and Rico Lewis who connected beautifully there, and he drills it and he skims it off the deck. Little dink pass into James McAtee, and then the setup gives himself an opportunity to drill it with a little half volley, and he skims it off the ground and into the bottom corner. 4-0 Manchester City. Comfortable, really comfortable. I'm buzzing for him, man. Buzzing for him. Well played, James McAtee, mate. Getting yourself a Champions League goal, mate. That's got to give him a big boost of confidence. Yeah, great moment for him. And I think Rico's been very good. I do. I think he's been really, really good. Yeah, well, it's not actually gone down as an assist, has it? Because it was Foden's assist. But it was good play by Rico to get the ball into to Foden there. He's proving why Pep keeps picking him, though. Doku, on the other hand, I feel like he's been a good first half. And Pep doesn't keep picking him, does he? He doesn't keep picking Doku. He's in and out, Doku. Here he is. Come on, byline. Get that ball in. It's blocked. Corner ball. It's got to cost so much, Stefan, though, mate. I can't see that happening in January. If the objective for Cheeky and Pep and Manchester City is, hang on, corner ball, it's cleared. Is Adam Wharton? Then that'll be in the summer. I can't see it being in January. There's no way they're going to part ways with him in January. So that means we need to either deal with life without Rodri for the whole season, or sign a player in January. How do you sign a player in... Hang on a minute. Ball in. John Stones. It's McAtee! Oh, he's trying to get his second goal and it's saved by Takic. Probably should have scored, to be honest. And is that John Stones there laying it on a plate for him? What's he doing up there? Jack Grealish coming onto the pitch. He's got a substitute appearance in him. Wonder what he can do. Wonder who he's coming on for as well. Doku into McAtee. Yeah, what was I going to say? How do you persuade a player to sign for Manchester City? Let's say you're Samuele Ricci of Torino. The defence... Hang on. Nunes looking for the 1-2. Blackman gets hold of it. Let's say you're Ricci and you're about to sign, or City are interested in you, and we say as a football club, yeah, we want to sign you, mate. You're gonna start playing serious minutes for Manchester City. And then he says, yeah, because Rodri's not there. What happens to my career as a 23-year-old Italian who's now getting Italian caps? And yes, I want to play for Manchester City, but what happens to my minutes when Rodri comes back? That's going to be a question every single player we target will ask. They'll all ask the same question. And how do you answer that? As a club, how do we prove to them that, yeah, you're part of the team, but yeah, when Rodri comes back, mate, so you're like, sorry, mate, Rodri's back. What do we do? How do we persuade that? How do we persuade that player to sign? Because I would be asking that question if I was Richie. Walker's on as well. Grealish is on. Foden off. And I didn't see who the other one was, actually. It didn't come up on the screen. Well, Ryan, it's Calvin Phillips, mate. Like, it's bringing him back. Like, I don't know whether there's what the legality side of it is. I know you can recall players from loan spells. I know that used to be a thing. I don't know whether it is anymore. Cuggan's getting his jollies. PSG are in. Oh no, handball referee! Oh, free kick to Arsenal. Should be a penalty to PSG, but it's a free kick to Arsenal. Yeah, Cuggan's swelling up. I'm assuming you're a bloke. You might not be swelling up. For who? Isa. Yeah, and that's another point, sub 2 as well. Big up to sub 2, by the way. Good to see you, mate. Yeah, the player that comes back has not really been spoken about. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Like, what player is he going to come back as? Because he's already not the most mobile guy, is he? He's not really known for speed and covering the ground that well. That's not really his game. His game's up here, isn't it? Rodri's a thinker. Technically incredible. You know, and he shouldn't lose that. KJ, he had a reasonable game the other day. Who did they face the other day? I watched him the other day. He played... Who was Ipswich the other day? Was it... Oh, I can't remember now. Oh, I can't Can't remember. But he had a shot that I was impressed by, an absolute rasper that was saved. Was it Villa? I don't know, I might be talking. Yeah, there you go, Villa. Yeah, it was Villa. I watched it, and I watched Calvin Phillips, and I thought he did all right. Okay. You know, but it's still the same old problems for Calvin Phillips. Is can he receive the ball out from the goalkeeper? You know, because what's his ability like with his with his face to Edison and Ortega, whoever it may be in goal. It's always been a big problem to his game is he receives the ball with his back to the way we're shooting, and he just panics a little bit, and it's like turning a ship liner. Do you know what I mean? It takes an age for him to turn round. Ball down the line for Nunes. City looking for a fifth. Nunes coming into the penalty area. Ball fired it across, mate. And Jack Grealish had to shield himself from the cross because he just pelted it at him. Okay, about an hour before. I'll say shout as well, KJ. I mean, he's gone now, isn't he? But he's never going to make. He was never. I never thought he was good enough, to be honest. I know there's a big Argentinian contingency that wanted to see more of him in a City shirt. But every time I saw him, I was like, yeah, you look okay. But I didn't think he was ever going to make it. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like that way. But Doku got the ball to the byline. Go on, Jeremy. Ball across. Oh, that was it, Doku. That's the ball I'm talking about. It was blocked, but that was better. Doku to the byline. Bang. Fired across the face of goal. And Nemec has scored. Former City player for Dortmund to make it 7-1 against Celtic. So they must have been thinking, this Champions League business is bloody easy. 5-1, they won the first game against Slovan Bratislava, and now they're getting spanked 7-1. Welcome back to the realistic side of Champions League football. Ball in! John Stones' headers over the bar. It was a good effort, though, from John Stones. Got underneath it a little bit too much there. Arsenal looking for a third. Don't get it, though. Should do better. Oh, he's not that far, actually. John Stones is that close to the top corner there for Manchester City. No, I agree, by the way. I don't think Phillips is the answer. I really don't. It's just the problem is how do you sign a player? I mean, even Zubamendi, a player of that quality, will ask the same question. Because it's Rodri. You want us to sign Rodri, and it's like, even Zubamendi, as amazing as he is, he sat on the bench for Spain during the Euros because of guess who? Rodri. So he's going to ask the same question. What happens when Rodri's ACL is restored and fixed and he's fine and he's back and he's ready to start for Manchester City? What happens to my minutes then? I would ask that, and any logical thing, every level-headed thinking footballer will ask the same question. Why am I going to play when Rodri's back? Am I going to play with him? That's a prospect. That's exciting. Walker thinking about the shot, dummies it out to Doku. Nunes still in the penalty area, back to Doku, looking for the 1-2. Nunes to the byline, dummies the cross, left foot, and it's cleared. But yeah, even Zubamendi, that's crazy. And I'm glad you've brought his name up because it's the same problem. He came on in the Euros final, didn't he? And played bloody brilliantly as well. There was no difference in the Spain level of quality in that midfield. Rodri off, Zubamendi on. England fans are thinking, yes, Rodri's left the pitch. We've got a chance. Zero change. Like nothing changed whatsoever. I mean, you could say that's more England than Spain, but I feel like Zubamendi was pulling strings and dictating that midfield just as equally able as Rodri was in that final. So, yeah, the facts are that he started as a substitute in that game. So Zubamendi's now clearly, if he's going to move to another club, let's say leaves Real Sociedad, he's clearly going to want minutes. He's not going to want to go and sit on the bench for Manchester City. He's not. I'm sorry, he's just not going to want to do that. So this is the problem. We've got the same problem up front, by the way. Haaland's the same problem. We've already seen Julian Alvarez leave. You know, a player of Alvarez's quality who's not doing that well right now. But we've seen a player that of Alvarez's standard, who we know was delivering for us when he played reasonably well and got us goals. But he's in the same boat. Haaland's in the same boat, and City have this problem now that we are a victim of signing too good a players. Do you know what I mean? That we get so worked up and panicked about the cover for them, and we want the same level of quality to come onto the pitch as a substitute. They don't exist. I'm sorry, they don't exist. They're not in their right mind as a football player would want to sign for Manchester City knowing they're going to be second string unless you're there for the money. And then you question what your head's like to begin with. I'm like, well, if you're here for the money, I don't want you here to begin with. You know, and then it's really difficult. It's really, really difficult for Cheeky and Pep to approach a player. Samuel Ritchie, it sort of makes sense because it's like he's persuadable, you know. It's like I think he would be okay with saying like, okay, yeah, I'll work my way up the ranks at Manchester City. Ball in, Gundogan. Oh, it's a save by Takic, looking for our fifth. But yeah, this problem like plagues our squad really, like second string quality. I mean, that's why Pep. And it's so good to sign the players of Phil Foden. Obviously, we didn't sign Phil Foden. He was already there when Pep joined, academy player. But hang on, ball in from Savinho, corner ball, cleared. Bernardo Silva, versatile. I mean, you could play him in 6 different positions, maybe more. Savinho can play on the left, can play on the right. De Bruyne could play in multiple positions. Could eventually drop as a deep line playmaker. Gundogan can play as a sitter. He is in this game, can play advanced. Rico Lewis can play right back, can play central midfield, defensive midfield, even attacking midfield. Nunes, he's got versatility. Jack Grealish, we've not seen enough of it, but he can play in the middle. He can play on the left. I haven't seen enough of it on the right, but I reckon he could do that as well. You know, Foden, false 9, number 10, central midfield. So much versatility. When you sign a player like Haaland that is so unique and specific and one-dimensional, incredible dimension that one dimension is, but he's so one-dimensional, you become restrained in that player. That player's then fixed. Doku's in business here. He's bursting forward, Doku, and he's had it taken off him. It's going to be a corner, is it? Corner ball. Echeverry coming to Sander. Appreciate that. Echeverry's coming in, Jan. That's a great shout. And yeah, Red Camp, we don't have striker backup, but that's the thing. I think Kyogo makes sense. You know, I feel like Kyogo's a player that would happily come and sit as an understudy to Manchester City because he's I think he's like 29, 30, Kyogo, so he's ageing, and I think he would accept the responsibility of being an understudy to Erling Haaland. Gundogan's ball in. John Stones! Oh, saved by Takic again. But yeah, I just feel like when you sign such a unique player, it's not easy to get cover for them because they can't be moved around and they can't be kept happy. You know, Bernardo Silva, you can keep him happy because you can play him anywhere. Ball in again, cleared. Bursting for a pee, by the way, getting proper agitated. I hope not, Ryan. I hope not. Thing is, Sterling scored a bag full of goals for us, mate. He scored a lot of goals. I've been saying that all along, Izan. I feel like we should be targeting him. He's got 1 year left on his contract. We could probably sign him for free next year, and I think that's what we'll probably do, because I've not heard anything about a new contract extension. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for a free in summer. But, yeah, I'm bursting for a wee, man. It's like uncomfortable. Bloody beer. That's why I don't drink it. Didn't watch long. Oh, Kyle Walker with a rasper. Saved by Takic. Given away to Doku, though. Doku to the byline. Is he going to keep it in? No, he's not. But is it a corner? Yes, it is. City looking for a 5th. Yeah, mate. I mean, absolutely. Yeah. Devious. I would take the Musiala all day long. I prefer Wirtz, to be honest, just. I mean, those two are like, you know, pretty neck and neck in terms of quality. They have just a different feel. There's a different aura about their style of play, though.
And I feel Wirtz is more my kind of player. It's just a preference thing. It's just an opinion. Do you know what I mean? I don't feel like Musiala's a worse player than Wirtz. I just prefer Wirtz. I just like his style. Do you know what I mean? Ball into the back post. Savinho brings it down onto his right foot. Ball in. McAtee. Oh, it's out for a goal kick. 2 minutes of injury time. Yeah, David Silva mixed with Kevin De Bruyne. I feel Wirtz is. I feel Musiala isn't really like any of the players that we've got. I feel like he's a bit more like Jude Bellingham. I feel like he plays a little bit like that, to be honest. I feel like he's got a little bit of better eye for goal, potentially. He's probably a better ball carrier. He's a bit more physical, Musiala. Slightly bigger, a bit more dangly. Wirtz seems a bit more agile, a bit cuter. I just like his style. I like the way he moves. He glides across the pitch, doesn't he? Wirtz. But yeah, I mean, if you gave me one of them, I would be extremely happy. Do you know what I mean? Just one of them, and I'd be over the moon. Over the moon. Ball over the top to Jeremy Doku. I'm going to piss myself in a minute. I swear to God. Doku. Oh, Nunes. Savinho. Just blow your whistle, ref, for fuck's sake. I'm going to have to shoot off after this watch along. Mark, mate, you've been coming out with some absolute corkers in this watch along so far. So prick, fuck Arsenal, and go and strangle your maggot. That's the words out of Mark Harris so far. This watch along. I like it, Mark. Doku, come on, mate, get yourself an assist. Ball in, and it's cleared. Kyle Walker. Out to Doku into Savinho's. Come over to the right hand side. McAtee. Oh. Hey, Bratislava have done all right. I mean, 4-0 is not that bad at all, really, considering the players that are on the pitch for Manchester City. We went very, very, very strong. I mean, only a couple of changes, really. Oh, 6 changes, actually. But really, like, the strength of players that were on the pitch, Manchester City should be battering them. And there goes the full-time whistle. Manchester City 4, Bratislava 0. A fantastic result, really, because the Champions League, we need to get a win under our belt. We've got 4 points to our name now. We climb the Champions League table. I feel like we could have done a lot better. There were certain performances that were a little bit below what I still want to see. I feel like Doku's second half could have been a lot better. Gundogan was okay. He settled down in the second half, got himself a goal. Foden got himself a goal. Haaland got himself a goal. And McAtee got himself a goal, which is very, very nice to see. Blues, thank you very much for joining me in this stream. I'm going to have to go because I'm about to pee myself. So I'll see you in the next one. Take care, Blues. See you later.